Yeah, women are, like we were saying, women are very maternal, you know, very, they're the life bearers, you know, the ones who bring a spiritual being into the physical world, you know.
Well, men do in a kind of way, women can do it without man. I think like women, they grow, they look after, they feed that baby basically, don't they?
Oh, for sure,
With
nurture
a
it.
cord,
Well,
you
well,
know. You think like as soon as that cord's cut,
mm.
the baby wants food from a different way now.
Oh, for sure, yeah,
And it
yeah,
starts feeding from its mouth,
yeah, yeah,
and
instinctually.
yeah, you know. And like, I mean, I can remember when my children were born, it's a bit of a shock to a man's system in a way, because I mean, a woman's got to carry that baby for 9 months, you know what I mean? It's there with them every second, you know what I mean? But it's with the man, it's not like that,
No.
It's, you are with that baby sometimes when you're with your partner who's pregnant, and I can remember when my son first kicking, we used to play with the baby inside,
Yeah.
They like music and things, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All kinds of things. You can have some fun,
Yeah.
And, but what I was trying to say is the male doesn't carry the baby, do you know what I mean?
No.
And it takes time, really, for a bond with the male, I think, more than it does with the woman, I think the bond's there as soon as the baby's born with the female. More than it is the male anyway, that's for sure. And you think like the woman doesn't really depend on the male at all.
No.
It needs the woman, needs the woman's milk. So females are very, very important in life, they are kind of like goddess, aren't they?
They are like goddesses, man.
I
Queens, man.
I think,
Got to put women on a pedestal to a degree,
Well, I did that with my ex-wife, because I lost her, so it's not a good idea to put them too high.
You've got to find the balance.
A little bit, I think, yeah. Like I said, I worshipped my ex-wife, I loved her, for a number of years, and then she met somebody else, so I think like sometimes you can love someone, I think like my mistake was loving her. In the first place, it's fun, I don't regret it, because we did have good fun, but it's just at the end of it, she met somebody else, do you know what I mean, after 13 years, that's a long time, and, that's life for you, but, we're all energy, aren't we, and, even a little baby's a bundle of energy, isn't it? I mean, a baby hasn't got much energy when it's first born, is it? It's almost quite still, really, apart from when it might cry a little bit, it starts moving its lungs a lot, But basically, a baby's very still.
Oh, yeah.
And
especially when they're first born, they're more, like you said, very still.
Yeah, and then
sleep a lot.
Well, then after, a week of feeding it, it gets more energy, more energy and more, But I say children, they've got a lot of energy, they like running around, But like when you get older, you don't like running around so much, you want to put your feet up, Especially when you get old, You've had enough of running around.
You want to rest,
You think like when you're young, well, when I was young, I wanted to explore. I was interested. I was looking at the grass like this, do you know what I mean, and whatever, But I think like a child's, curious.
Yeah.
And curious to learn about the world around them in every way,
Yeah.
We were talking about water earlier on, how beautiful, how beautiful it is.
Yeah.
Fire, how beautiful that is to look at.
Yeah.
How beautiful oxygen air actually feels when it blows on your face.
Right.
I mean, I think like the elements themselves, electricity, that's another element. as well as fire.
Oh, for sure.
You know.
Yeah.
It's energy.
Energy.
You know, which exists inside of us. This.
Which exists naturally in nature.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You know. You know, I think even every plant has got a bit of electricity going through it. It's what life is. I think electricity is kind of life itself in a funny way, you know.
Yeah, it is. And the sun gives off electricity as well. Like we were talking about earlier, that electromagnetic energy that causes everything to, you know, to grow and to sustain itself, and you know, without it there would be no life. You know.
Or no light.
Or no life, but no life. You know, a lot of stuff would die and no longer cease to exist. You know. So you know.
So I think this is, when I see the other planets out there, you know, like Mars and all that sort of stuff, you know, and I think this planet's lovely.
Yeah.
Well, a beautiful place we're living on, you know, it's got blue water on it, you know, whatever. You know, birds, everything, you know.
Not a bad place to be.
Not a bad place, you know, I wouldn't want to live on Mars or Venus. Venus, I think Venus is too hot.
Yeah.
You know, you burn even if you're in the shade there, you know. I think on Venus, you know.
And they're talking about colonising Mars now, aren't they?
Yeah, I know, you know, I think they've been talking about that for a long time, you know, and I think go and let them, you know, oh no, I want to stay here.
Well, they're actually giving people now the opportunity to pay to do it.
Well, I know.
Saying it costs 100,000, and they're taking a certain amount of people, and they've all got to pay 100,000 each to be taken to Mars, because apparently it takes 6 months to get there, apparently. So they say apparently it's 6 months to get to...
You might die on the way.
They say it takes 6 months to get to Mars.
You might give birth on the way.
And each of these people are going to pay 100,000 to go, and they're going to live it. They're going to try to colonise Mars, essentially. You know.
Crazy, eh? I think, because I'm happy with this place. Thank you. I don't want to go live on Mars.
Well, they believe that we're going to go extinct eventually.
Yeah. Well, I say, you know.
Like the planet may, you know, get destroyed.
Well, you know,
they believe because of what's going on right now with all the solar flares and you know, everything that's going on with the sun and everything that's going on, that, you know, within a few years that everything could be destroyed, you know.
I don't believe in all that information kind of thing, you know. Do you know what I mean? I let go of it.
Me too, but I'm just saying,
Right,
some people.
You know, some people sort of think, they keep saying the world's going to end this. You know, do you know what I mean?
I don't think the world's going to end, but I mean,
no.
They believe that, you know.
No, you know, like I was talking, you know, I don't know whether we captured it, whatever, you know, talking about man a long time ago, before electric, kind of worked harder in a different way and connected in a different way, you know. And today we're connected in a different way because of electricity.
Yeah, true.
And it's made our lives a lot easier, everyone, you know. I say that, I mean, some of the machinery they do invent today, I mean, like, for instance, the tunnel, you know, that they built, the Euro tunnel, whatever it is, you know, the machinery that they made to dig that tunnel, right, it was incredible technology in a funny way, you know, but
just imagine being in charge of that project.
You know, I wouldn't want to do
Imagine being the person that oversaw that project.
I wouldn't want to, personally, I wouldn't want to be in charge of that kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
It kind of like
it's amazing.
Surprises me in a way that, you know, you get people actually doing these projects, you know, that, I mean, I wouldn't want to be in charge of that project simply because that tunnel might simply, you know, but I don't think it will, because I think they designed it and they knew that whatever they made it with is not going to sort of like fall down and go wrong. You know, so I don't know.
100%.
You know, like, but to build something like that, you know, is a big operation, really, isn't it? A tunnel underneath the sea.
Oh, definitely, mate.
You know.
Right.
You know, it is.
Think about what had to go into that. You know.
You know, they can build these machines today that can actually tear through rock.
Right.
You know, through mountains.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Right.
But it's a bit scary in a kind of way. You know, like we're destroying the mountains on Earth.
Well, they have built a lot of deep underground military bases and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
That's what they are.
With these huge machines that can dig 7 miles a day and shit. You know. Through mountain, like you said, you know.
But what for? You know, you know, I think like they dig down in these caves. What for? You know, like for coal. They have done in the past.
But they build underground cities and stuff too.
That's what they do, yeah. That's what they do.
Yeah.
You know.
There are underground cities and stuff that exist. You know.
There's no sunlight.
No. Completely different setup there.
I mean, London. There's a lot of underground city there. You know, I think they hide a lot of it from us.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. You know, like the trains in south. Yeah. What do you call them? The tubes.
Yeah.
You know, all the on the time. You know, it's incredible stuff, really, when you think about it. But they haven't just got that. The trains themselves. You know, they got the big sewage there. You know, do you know what I mean? And all this. You know, it's incredible. You know, these are invented sort of like 1850, the sewage, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well that's why it was called, they even call it the tube the underground, don't they?
I think it's horrible.
They say we're going on the underground, don't they?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about energy, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's get on to back onto energy. You know, some days I wake up and I've got lots of energy. Other days not so much.
Yeah, likewise.
You know? But I think it's all, you know, it is all down to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think, yeah. But sometimes, like getting ill, for instance, you know, that would take your energy, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I was ill last year, you know, you can remember that, yeah? And I was knocked out for a week, you know, didn't have no energy. It's gone. Don't know where.
Yeah.
But I had something, a virus, that was taking my energy.
Yeah, me too.
Is that probably a virus, right? Like, which multiplies whatever, what they do. And it's eating all the food, all your energy inside you, you know, and you ain't got any, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
And that's why you're not, you know, you're nearly dying there in a kind of a way, you know, because these things inside you are actually sort of eating your energy away, you know, your food or whatever.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, that's, you know, funny, isn't it? Like, with computers, you can get viruses in computers and things, and we can get viruses too, you know.
It's funny, yeah.
I don't think, you know, computers can get germs, though, do you?
Germs in what sense?
They get viruses, but they don't get germs. Germs are different than viruses.
Yeah, there's a bit, yeah.
Anyway, that's just silly.
Yeah, I know you're being silly. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, energy.
Yeah.
This gives me energy.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it does help. Bit of caffeine in it. Yeah. So many people out there that rely so heavily on caffeine to give them energy. Speaking about energy, so many people rely so heavily on caffeine on a day-to-day basis to give them energy.
Yeah.
To wake them up, pick me
up.
Well,
really, normally I don't drink Coke. You know, I just drink it normally when I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Not right.
You know. But I mean, they invented that really, and they put all kinds of things in it. I mean, when they first invented Coke, they put cocaine in it. You know, and they tried to sort of make a drink that would boost your energy up.
That was it.
You know. But I think they had to take the cocaine out.
Oh, they did. They most definitely.
In time, you know, when, you know, yeah.
And then they realised they found caffeine. Okay.
Yeah. And it's, you know, it's more expensive, isn't it now? You know what I mean? In price as well, for some reason, you know.
Because of the sugar tax.
Yeah. It's funny, sort of like a few years ago, Boris Johnson, you know, I'm not that I like talking about him, because, you know, when I talk about him, it takes my energy in a funny way, you know. But what was he talking about last year? I forgot now.
Well, soon there's going to be another Prime Minister, isn't there?
Yeah, well, apparently.
Because they're getting rid of old Boris. They're not happy with old Boris anymore. Old Boris needs to get out.
Yeah, he's a bit of a liar, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't remember what I was going to say now, though, funny enough. You know, he might come back to me.
Boris taking your energy.
Yeah, but I was going to make a point, you know, say something about what he said. You know, but I just can't remember now.
Wow.
To be honest with you.
Running out of energy.
Running out of thought, really, in a kind of way, yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, like it's getting quite late now, isn't it, you know? And I'm getting tired.
Yeah, me too.
You know, and that's another thing, you know, we need sleep, don't we, you know? You know, everyone needs sleep every day, you know? And it's an energy break, you know, you think about it, you know, like, when you're awake, you got energy a bit, you know, to stand up on your feet or whatever. And then, you know, it gets to a point, you know, like a certain time that you just need to
lay down.
You just need to lay down as fast as possible, you know, go to bed, you know what I mean? Because you've been on your feet all day, do you know what I mean? And then you practically die.
In a way.
In a way, you know, you're not dead, you know, you're still breathing, you know, but your energy is completely resting.
Hopefully.
Yeah, well, it's just, I think it's completely gone, you know, you're out, you know, and then you wake up again in the morning, do you know what I mean? It comes back, your energy again, you know. We need an energy break every day, you know. That's what sleep is, basically, I think, an energy break. You know, and you think like...
Recharge.
Like, you think, like, if you, say, went out today and done a bit of running, say, you know, and then you climbed the mountain, say, you're going to be really knackered, aren't you, at the end of the day, you know, but, like, if you didn't do nothing and you stayed in bed all day, you're not going to be tired at the end of the day,
No, you're not going to be tired, you're going to find it harder to sleep.
Yeah, you know, so you really have got to...
Keep yourself busy.
I think you keep yourself, that's right, yeah.
Occupied.
And try to keep yourself strong, that's for sure, you know. You know, that's another thing to do with energy, strength. You know, having strength, you know. I think, you know, that's really important in life, you know.
Yeah.
Having strength, you know, and being strong really in life, you know. Having a lot of energy, you know, because we were sort of talking about earlier on about sometimes you got to focus your energy on something.
Yeah.
You know. Sometimes you got to focus on yourself a little bit. You know, like you like for instance, you couldn't sit there on a computer playing a game all day. Really, you know,
No.
you can do it. Yeah.
You can do if you want to.
Well,
yeah.
I've done it in the past, right? You know, like when these games first come out, I was there all day. Next day I wake up in the morning, you know, have something to eat quickly, whatever. Then I'd try to complete the game, you know, whatever. But then you know, like because you're absorbing all your energy in this new game, which you're fascinated by, you know, which I was at the time. I don't play games anymore.
Yeah.
Right, I've grown up now.
Yeah.
Right, got matured, whatever. But you know, I can't remember what I was going to say now. What was I talking about?
Playing games.
Yeah, like you know, like if you waste your time playing a game all day, you forget about yourself, bathing yourself, feeding yourself. You know, all these kind of things that are very important in life in a funny way. You
Still
know?
want to look after yourself. You can't neglect yourself.
Well, I think one, you know, in life, you first got to get yourself strong.
Yeah, it's important. Yeah.
Which is number one, you know. You know, make sure you've had breakfast, make sure you have bath, and then you can play in a funny way, you know. Then you can spend your energy on the things that you enjoy doing, or want to do, or want to achieve, or whatever, you know. Then you've got time to play, but you can't do this all day, you know, and, you know, because otherwise it just won't work, you know, and you won't be looking after yourself in a funny way, do you know what I mean? You just got to be patient, like you said, and be positive, you know, which is, I think, very important, you know, just being positive, you know. I think everyone do have their off days.
Yeah, of course, we all do.
You know?
We all do. No one's perfect, everyone's human, everyone's flawed, you know.
Yeah, and that's what I think. There's another thing people need to realise, that you're not the only one. You know, like everyone has loneliness and whatever and all this. You know, you're not the only one. You know, we all get lonely. Every one of us. You know, all got to learn to deal with it, whatever. You know, but I think like keeping strong is one of the most important things in life, or trying to make yourself strong, or trying to make that your main goal in life, right? Because if you can make yourself strong in life, right, yeah, you're strong enough to do a lot of other things in life too, in a kind of way. So I think number one, try to keep yourself fit in a funny way, you know, which I used to be very good at, by the way, you know. I smoke a little bit sometimes, okay?
Yeah.
You know, which is my downfall. So I'm not perfect.
Of course, no one is.
Right,
yeah.
so, but I do keep myself strong, and I always have done, you know. That's been my number one, actually, since I was a child, you know. And, you know, like today at 56, honestly, I can balance on one hand. Not very good, all right? I'm not very good at it now, right? But I can balance on two hands quite easy, you know, because I'm strong.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going to lose that energy. It's an energy. You know, and I've always had a lot of energy in me, you know.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I knew when I was a little boy that I wanted to be strong. That was one of my goals when I was a little boy.
Yeah. Something you were working towards.
Yeah, when I was a very, very young child. I'm talking about 5, 6, 7 maybe, you know. I wanted to be strong.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to be stronger than everyone else, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Defend yourself.
Strong, I think being strong is, you know, I think because I had that goal when I was little, alright, you know, I mean, it's been a struggle for me to get other, you know, things to achieve a lot in life, but I think that's been my number one, and that's what's made me very happy in life, keeping myself strong.
Yeah.
You know, I think like keeping yourself strong is, you know, I've not always been strong.
Very important, yeah.
I've not always been strong, you know, like when my wife separated me, whatever, it weakened me. And, you know, I was a bit depressed for a number of years, you know, and that weakens your energy in a kind of way, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it takes your energy, you know, because you just lost a lot, you know, do you know what I mean? And you know, I suppose it's hard to get over these things, isn't it? You know, it takes your energy. As I say, you know, we said, like, other people take your energy sometimes, you know. And sometimes you fall in love with someone and it doesn't work out, does it? You know. And sometimes, like, I think, for instance, when two people do fall in love, one of them could want to look the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it don't matter which one, but it's going to be either one or the other could want to look the other way.
Yeah.
Because he wants, you know, doesn't got so much sort of like loyalty inside as the other person, you know. So that upsets the other person, you know, and, you know, like, for instance, my case, you know, I fell in love with this woman, gave her everything, you know, even when she was pregnant, you know, giving her orange juice, you know, running around the shop, whatever, giving everything I possibly could, you know, giving all my energy to her, you know. But then she met somebody else, you know, and it kind of startled me for a number of years.
Took your energy.
Yeah, it did, you know, but getting over it gave me strength.
Yeah.
You know? You know, what don't kill you again, you know, whatever. You know, it makes you stronger.
Yeah.
You know, in life, you know. But I think that's one of the most important things, trying to aim to be strong in life. You know, like with food, for instance, you know, I've studied food a little bit, you know, and, you know, it's important to know what you're eating, isn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
You know, and like sometimes, as I say, it's a bit of like a world we're living in where information is not, sometimes there's lies out there in a kind of way, you know.
Yeah.
You don't know what the truth is and what's not good for you and what is. You know, sometimes, you know, and there's lots of different foods out there today, do you know what I mean? That they sell, which they should be selling even, do you know what I mean? It's like alcohol. They should be really selling it, really, I don't think, you know.
Yeah.
Whether you're an adult or a child. You know, simple. You know, it's good, really quite bad, I think, you know, somehow. No, not necessarily. You know, sometimes I think a bit of drink's good for you, maybe. You know, it can save your life. You know? You know, like some people have been in pain.
Yeah.
Because they've lost, you know, in the past they've lost their arm or something, you know, and given a bit of alcohol, it takes their mind off the pain.
Help to take the edge off a bit, yeah.
So I can understand, you know, alcohol having its uses in life, you know.
I can understand someone getting home from work and having a beer or two after work and just, you know, not being intoxicated, but just being a little bit merry, a little bit relaxed, a bit more relaxed, like a stress reliever.
That's right, yeah.
But anytime you abuse anything, once you abuse anything, too much of anything is bad for you. You know, too much of anything bad for you. You know, too much chocolate is bad for you. Too much water. You can drink too much water. You could sit down and consume too much water and it'd be bad for you. End up having problems with your body if you're drinking far too much water.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's like anything, too much of anything can be bad for you. You know.
Too much sex.
Too much sex can be bad for you too.
Yeah.
Leave you weak, especially as the older you get. When you're young, it's a bit different. You know, you don't feel it as much. But when you get older, the older you get, the more you feel it. Especially you having sex all the time, you start to feel weak up. You start to feel weak after a little while. If you see what I mean.
It's not just that. I think
makes your body feel weak. You think shit. You know.
I think even, you know, having a sex life with someone, you know, yeah. You got to have a balance with it. You know, it's no good having it sort of 3 times a day, whatever, you know, because it just spoils the whole thing. You know, you know, you've got to be patient with that. I think, you know, and just let it happen when it's right.
But I think too, as you get older too, I don't know about you, but like, I think as you get older too, like when you get to a certain point in your life and you've had a lot of sex already in over 15, 20 years period or whatever the case may be, it's like you're not as excited about sex as you used to be. If you get what I mean. Like,
I don't know. What do you mean with the same women?
No, not even with the same woman. But I think as you get older too, it's just not that sex becomes boring, but like it's not what it is when you first. Obviously, you know, if you've been having sex for 20 years, it's a lot different to when the first 5 years of having sex, if you see what I mean, or even first 10 years of having sex, if you see what I mean. You know, after you've had sex a certain amount of times, it's just sex, innit? You know what I mean? If you get what I mean, you still, you know what I mean? You still, don't get me wrong, you still enjoy it. You still, you know what I mean? It's still whatever, you know what I mean? But it's not what it was when you first started having sex. That thrill of like, you know, trying to get it. If you see what I mean, you know, being young, and being. You know, when you're young, you know, and you're experiencing these things for the first time, and you know, it's a lot more thrilling, and a lot more exciting and exhilarating and enjoyable than it is 20 years down the line. That's what I was saying, you know. But yeah, going back to energy, mate. Have you got any final thoughts or any final words or opinions or anything like that you want to share with the people before we go?
Well, I can remember being young.
Yeah.
And having a lot more energy than I do today.
Yeah.
You know, that's for sure. You know. I wish I was younger. You know. But yeah, you do kind of like slow down as you get older, don't you? You know, you kind of like. I think you tend to put your feet up a little bit more as you get older.
Yeah.
And relax and watch the children play.
Yeah.
You know. I think.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
I think, but naturally as you get older and you've experienced certain things, your opinions and perspectives change and evolve. You evolve as a person as you get older. Things that you used to get excited about, or used to enjoy, or used to like to entertain at one point in your life, now that you're older, you're like, shit, I can't believe I used to like to, you know, I used to like to do those kind of things, or do that, because I don't enjoy that at all anymore. I'm a completely different person, like, you know.
Well, when you're young, alright, you think you know it all, don't you? In a way,
yeah.
You know, and you can tell your children not to sort of fall in love with that guy or whatever, you know, because he's not right, you know.
Yeah.
Or not to hang around the wrong people and all this sort of stuff.
Mm.
But you can tell them, but they do what they want anyway, and they learn from their own experiences. Do you know what I mean?
And own mistakes too.
Yeah, and they learn from their own mistakes. They don't listen to their parents sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But you've got to teach them too that when they do make these mistakes, that they got to view it as a lesson. And the goal is when you do make a mistake, the goal is to not repeat that mistake, if you see what I mean, to learn from it and realise where you went wrong. Like, you have to sit, sometimes, right, in life, right, you have to sit down. Well, first thing first, you have to, self-accountability is very important. You have to hold yourself accountable, yeah? And you have to sit down and do some self-reflection sometimes, and analyse your own self and reflect on where you might have gone wrong, or something you might have, you know, said, or whatever did wrong, whatever the case may be, and analyse your own self, if you see what I mean, you know, and see how you can learn from that and how not to repeat that mistake again, so that you know what I mean, you use it as a learning experience, you know what I mean, and you grow from it, you know, instead of just continually repeating the same mistake and ending up in the same cycle, you know.
And sometimes you learn by looking at your own parents, don't you? You know.
Yeah, that's true.
And sometimes they're not perfect parents, are they? I mean, it's like my real dad, you know, divorced my mum, I think, or they separated, let's put it that way, when I was about 3 or something like that. You know, but my dad was drinking all the time, do you know what I mean? And I learned really I don't want to be like him, you know? And I don't want to be the same kind of father. You know, I want to be a good father to my children, you know what I mean? Not put them down all the time like he did me, you know? You know, so sometimes, yeah, you learn from your parents, don't you? But yeah, we're talking about energy, aren't we?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And, yeah, energy.
Yeah. It's everywhere, and it is everything. Everything is energy, you know? Yeah.
Even the sun.
Everything. Well, the sun is electromagnetic energy, and we are also electromagnetic energy. So, you know.
Yeah, I think like it's like I might have said before, but my religion is just being positive.
Yeah.
You know.
My religion is love.
I think being positive is love in a kind of way. You know, it's got
love.
no hate in it.
Just love.
You know. I mean, there's a lot of things to hate in the world, in there, and there's a lot of things that can take your energy in a funny way, you know. But I think we've got to accept the world we live in, you know, and not moan about it, you know. I mean, like say people moan about the weather, you know, and I think we're very, very lucky, very lucky to have the weather we've got.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
that's true.
We're all breathing. You think like all thousands and thousands of years right now. This planet has kept so many living things alive.
Definitely.
You know, and the temperature keeps changing. You know, that's what we rely on most. People don't realise, like the oxygen's always changing temperature.
Yeah.
All right, every minute. You know, and if it got too hot, honestly, you know, everything would die. You know what I mean? You know, so you know, be grateful.
Yeah.
For what we've got. That's what I'd say, you know, and that'll give you energy, just having that attitude.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, give you a lot of energy, you know.
Yeah.
I think, like, being positive is energy.
Yeah.
A lot of good energy, you know.
Good energy, yeah.
You know, and like, sometimes you're positive, and then something goes wrong, and you sort of feel like giving up a bit, don't you? You know, but you just got to keep going.
Got to keep,
You know,
you got to keep a strong. Your mind's got to be strong. You know.
you're building your castle up around you. Do you know what I mean? Every day that you're going on, you know, and it's like you're building a castle kind of around you, and each day you're laying a brick. You know, it's taking time to build this castle. Do you know what I mean? It takes time.
Definitely.
You know.
Discipline. That is discipline too. You know, it's doing. It's working on the days that you don't want to work, if you see what I mean, you know. It's continuously investing into what you want to do, you know, projecting your energy in the right direction, you know. You know, I'm a big believer in the law of attraction, in a sense of, I believe that people can manifest what they want in their life, and I'm a big believer in people create their own reality. You know, and it's all up to us to create our own reality. You know, and we do naturally as human beings. We create our own realities naturally as human beings. You know, we all have daily routines and things that we all like to indulge in or like to enjoy as entertainment or whatever, like we were talking about earlier. But yeah. We're all, it's, discipline is very vital and important, when it comes down to achieving anything, so yeah.
I think it's, the most important, like I've said before, I think one of the most important things in life is to keep yourself strong. Because if you're strong, you've got a lot of energy in you for one,
Yeah.
And you can, once you're strong, you can put that energy towards your dreams. So I think strength is one of the most important things. Making sure you're strong in life.
Yeah.
And, so I studied foods a bit. Like for instance, rice.
Yeah.
Got a lot of energy in it.
Yeah.
Apparently, And so is beef has apparently. It's got more than rice. But a long time ago, apparently we used to eat grass. And you think about like an ox, how strong they are.
And they eat grass.
And gorillas do, right?
But that's where the protein comes from.
Protein.
It comes from these animals consuming this grass.
That's right.
And when we consume the meat.
But we're the only species or creatures on this planet that actually cook. You don't find ants building fires and cooking things, do you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but for us human beings too, we can't eat a lot of stuff raw.
Yeah, I know, but that's only because we've evolved, alright? Because we started cooking, alright, and we lost our stomachs, our original stomachs, because we used to eat grass. That's you Google it, you find out.
Well, I'm sure people too used to eat like fruits and vegetables and stuff like that too.
Yeah, maybe.
Fruits and veg, like natural stuff that they could grow and source themselves,
and blackberries and all that kind of stuff.
Like you said, all that kind
but
of
yeah,
stuff.
apparently we, you can Google it yourself, apparently we used to eat grass.
Yeah.
Man did, But whether it's true or not, I don't know, do you know what I mean? We could have just been here and started cooking, and I don't know.
No, that didn't happen straight away, of course.
I don't know, it's interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, mate.
Yeah.
Anything else to say on energy before we call it a night? And
Well, I hope that we said some interesting things.
Yeah, I hope tonight's episode has been an introspective podcast. For everyone watching, and
Hope we give you energy.
Yeah, hope we give you. Hope we're sending some good and positive energy. Towards you guys out there.
Yeah, I hope you can feel our energy. 'Cause,
yeah.
I know Josh is quite happy in life, and I am too. Not happy with everything,
Yeah.
But overall,
generally speaking, of course, we're always happy, because life is the blessing.
Yes, it is. We've got to be thankful for every minute, really.
That's it. So it's about keeping good and positive energy because you're alive, and just know because you're alive, you've got another opportunity, another 24 hours to do whatever you want with your life, to make it better, to achieve something, to work towards something, to try to, whatever. You've got another 24 hours. So once you wake up, you just give thanks, you're alive again, and keep moving.
Yeah, you got to think, like, you know, you're lucky to be born, and you're lucky to have another day. You know, I think like every day is being born. You know, it really is.
In a way, yeah.
So every day's a new day.
Yeah, new beginning.
But yes. Good night from me.
Good night from me. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. As you guys know, this week's episode has been about energy. If you guys have got any thoughts or any opinions or anything else that you want to share with us, guys, just leave a comment please down below, like we always say, and we will reply, and we will, you know, we will go through all the comments and, you know, whatever else in the future. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. Good night. God bless. Sending nothing but good and positive energy and vibes in you know what I mean, towards you guys, and you know what I mean, and towards your lives, etc. Stay blessed.
Be positive.
That's it. Good night. Energy.
Yeah.
Is the remedy.